All right, folks, it is great to get a chance to talk to this artist. We've talked to him before. We've talked about his music and that thing, and Mack Brock has been, a long staple on our show in a lot of ways. We have bumper music dating back to his time on Elevation, and now he's a single artist, solo artist out there putting out music. And Mack, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Man, it's good to be here, Brandon.
All right, man. Let's just do the new album, the new songs, stuff that's already dropping on the radio. It's great to see that, man. So talk a little bit about the music and how it's evolving for you.
Yeah, so I just released a new EP back in April, I think, or March.
Yep.
Called Covered. And, I feel like for me, you talk about like the evolution of the music. It's such an interesting thing for me because I don't have a master plan and I don't know exactly like where I'm going, even a year from now in terms of what songwriting or what songs I want to, be working on, or even like, honestly, like stylistically and stuff. It's kind of a very organic thing that just kind of happens as I sit down to write. And so Covered, this album just kind of came about in the last year or so. Songs that I was working on felt like the Lord was doing a lot in me internally about, I don't know, normal stresses, normal anxiousness that I think like we all experience, but it felt like the Lord was like just really working in me through that. And, whether it was like stuff with like my family or my marriage or anything, like just felt like I was constantly coming back to this place of like, I have to just trust that God has got me, even if I feel anxious, I feel like, I don't know, freaked out or whatever it might be. For this particular EP kind of came from that place of working through those kind of feelings and working through just kind of like stepping into a new level of faith, I guess,
Does it seem like some of the ones that are, to use your word, freak out a little bit more over are the ones that people really, really kind of attract to?
I think there's
a lot of anti-comfort level guys, right? So it's like when you're out of your comfort zone, it's because God's really working more than you, right? It's like it becomes, we back and forth with him, but when he takes over and now it becomes like a 70-30 or an 80-20 or, because we all strive to be that he's 100% in control, but we always get in the way. Is that kind of what you're doing, what you're seeing there?
Yeah, I think that's something that everybody can relate to. And I'm a type A personality. I like to have a game plan. I like to know what's next. I like to, figure out like, all right, here's my goals. Here are the steps to my goals. And so being in a new season that I don't really even know what that looks like has really pushed me and my wife to have a new reliance on like step by step, day by day following the Lord. I still am in that zone of like, all right, but I'd rather have a game plan. I'd rather know like what's coming, what's around the corner. And so I think that a lot of people like do relate to that. A lot of people do relate to the idea of like we want to in control as much as like we want to know what's coming, and that's not reality and that's not faith. And so I've had to learn how to, process that in a different way.
How do you write? How are you a perpetual writer? You have like the iPad thing, you're always writing notebooks, that kind of thing. How do you kind of have a process that works for you?
I'll have seasons where my mind is kind of not as focused on writing. So for me, just even, I've just been on tour for the last couple of months. That was actually a really hard time for me to write. I would jot down ideas or I would jot down like thoughts, but it was rare that I would like sit down to like flesh out a song. Now I'm in a season where like I'm kind of stepping into that more, where I'm trying like, I'll probably be write every day for the next, several weeks just to start to kind of train that muscle some more. It's something, songwriting is definitely like a discipline for me. It's not, I guess, come only like when inspiration strikes. It's something that I have to focus and sit down and do diligently, even if I don't feel like it, or else I can tell that like that muscle kind of atrophies and I get weaker. And so, yeah, that's kind of the way it is for me.
All right, folks, we're talking with Mack Brock. The new EP he's put out is called Covered. We're going to put links there, all the social media, website links, that kind of thing. You can get all the information there to hook up with him and get copies of everything there, see what he's doing, tour dates, release dates, all that kind of stuff's there. So